You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnny and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 276.
276, man. It just feels good to be back, man. I am Ray Williams this week.
Talk about it. Listen, new listeners, current listeners, old listeners, follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated, the podcast.
Yep.
X is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the Podcast, and our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. If you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph across your social media platforms.
On X, I'm JON2_ the letter B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Round of applause. Get some cheers in there. We are back.
Yeah,
We
man.
bike.
Yeah, man.
After a couple week hiatus. Listen, man, life been life.
Life was life, but some of your favorite pods, including us, take breaks here and there.
Word
you know
up.
What I'm saying?
Word
I know
up.
we're your favorite, but we just had two rough weeks.
Hey, man, look.
in a way, but no, still joyous occasions and everything. But how you doing, my brother John?
I'm great, man. Let me just go and get out the way. Your boy, round of applause.
Yeah.
Officially married, man. Officially married.
Good to see.
Hey, talk to
Man, all that. Gang.
You see, gold out here, baby. Gold out here. But no, me and my wife, we got married a week ago.
Mhm.
Just happy, man. Just happy. Turned into a very exciting weekend of just celebration.
Yeah,
And had to take that second week off. That was unexpected and unplanned.
The first one was unplanned.
Yeah, look. But look, hey man, we been outside.
Yeah,
been outside.
Yeah, it was outside.
So here we
man,
go.
in the midst of it. But first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know what it's like. You taking that step. Bro, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. I love you. You and Mrs. Singleton. I should say the last name.
Right there.
But no, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Just wishing y'all a happy, blissful, fruitful marriage.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, man.
But me, I'm just old, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I experienced something today that I haven't felt in a long time.
Oh yeah.
The ground, because I fell.
Oh damn.
So I was taking
at the gym.
No. I was taking the trash out, being a good husband, and I slipped on the grass. There's a hill in front of my house, and the grass was wet. So just a nice, nobody was there. It really wasn't like embarrassing. I mean, hell, it happens.
Yeah,
right? And then when like nobody outside to see it, but it's just the point. Like I got a little web, like little webs here and there.
Damn,
like,
that's crazy.
I hit the ground like I don't feel it now, but
you gonna feel that shit tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna feel it. That adrenaline gonna wear off. I'm like, oh man, what's going on?
That's crazy.
But yeah, I hit the ground earlier. So yeah.
If this was 5 years ago, I would have all jokes. But I feel you, bro. Like it happens.
Listen,
it happens.
I owned it. Like I fell. Like nobody. If does a tree really fall in the forest? Like can everybody hear it? Like you know what I'm saying? That's what happened. Like I fell, but nobody around to see it.
That's funny. So technically, you did fall. You just got the whip. Just man, it just happened.
Yeah.
It just happened.
Me and the wife into some kinky stuff, man.
Hey, look,
we
don't
do
what you got to do around here, right?
That's
right. That's right. That's funny. No, that's what's up, though, man. Hey, man. Well, real quick before we get into Off the Dome, I guess have there been any TV shows or movies that you've seen or that you want to discuss or talk about?
I know we're talking about Ironheart later in the episode, so spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen those 3 episodes. I've been watching I'm watching a few things actually. I mean, I watch BMF. That's horrible, but you know, I'll tell you guys, like I watch a lot of horrible stuff that I'm just, you know, like
you're just investing in.
Yeah,
it,
I'm
right?
invested in the timeline, storyline, and things in that day, and I just got to see it through. I started this journey. I want to keep going. What's the show? I think I told you about it. It's on. I'm not even gonna talk about the show. I watched the docuseries on Netflix with Shaq. He's revitalizing Reebok with him and Allen Iverson.
Okay.
Shaq is the president, and you know, of whatever division of Reebok. He's not the CEO. There's a different person for that. But they're trying to revitalize Reebok, get it back to prominence. And you know, me enjoying sneakers the way I do is just a good watch. And watching him go after people that are already established, people that are coming out of college, and people that are actually getting ready to go to college. Like how deep this pipeline is when it comes to the shoe game. And honestly, it's actually pretty nasty when you watch it. Like not as, you know, just watching it. I'm just talking about as far as like seeing how deep the pockets of these corporations go when they want something. Because it's a kid, girl basketball star. She just committed to USC, or at least during the duration of the docuseries. And Nike has all these camps and all these schools that are affiliated with Nike. So they have an inside track to even getting her.
Right.
And when you talk about NIL money, it's different.
Right.
So, you know, Shaq and them pitched to her, and you know, she was actually listening and everything, but she's already affiliated. She already in the bed with Nike, whether she knows it or not. So she's getting ready to go to USC. Now she's at USC, which is already a Nike school. And then if your school is already Nike, you can't wear their names.
You can't do that. You can't wear that.
So I was like, damn, it's like it's like that. Because certain schools are Nike, certain schools are Adidas, certain schools are Jordan brand, even though this is a subsidiary of Nike.
Right.
Like it's some schools that just are in the bed with them. So it's kind of like you can't do nothing but just deal with that. So like when you see the business of it, I'm like, that's crazy.
That's crazy. How many parts is it?
Or it's like 6.
Okay.
Like six episodes. And it's like these are relatively good, easy, decent 30 to 45 minute watches. Yeah. So it doesn't feel like, oh, this is such a task, because it's like they do a good job of editing. And then it's not all about the shoes. Like you see his son, like he bought Sharif, his son, the one that had the heart condition, on to be like one of the people on the team. But he was like, hey son, we got enough basketball players. But it's just like, you know, you get the father-son dynamic. You see how they try to do the business, how they're trying to get all these players. I think it's just a great watch.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's dope. Yeah, listen, man. We're in the summertime now. Basketball season's over. We just had the French Open. Shout out to Coco for winning that. Wimbledon starts tomorrow. I'm out of shit to watch. Like I didn't start watching something on Apple TV Plus called Murderbot. Like, it's decent, but it's like, it's just enough to hold my attention until something, you know, comes out that I really want to keep up with. So
I know you're not into Stranger Things, but I'm waiting on that, man. We've been waiting. The streets been waiting.
We did talk about that a few weeks ago, and maybe that's what I'll do. Like I'll like try to catch up on that, because the newest season comes out in the fall, right?
Yeah, it comes out in the fall. Like the series finale will be on New Year's Eve. That's very ambitious.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, that's when it drops. You know, you can watch it whenever.
Yeah, but
that's ambitious.
That's good to know. Oh, and then
it's probably gonna be in 2 parts anyway.
Right, that I can believe. That's Netflix thing now. And I think the last season of Squid Game is out too. I think that just came out, so I need to catch up on that.
I never gotten Squid Game, so
listen. If you find yourself needing something to watch, just check out season 1.
Okay. And
if you like it, then go to season 2, because season 2 I feel like was a massive drop off. But we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. But season 1 though, fire.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I had.
Man, real quick, man. Rest in peace to Sly Stone and Walter Scott, man. 2 funk R&B legends on this side of the coin. You know, respect to, you know, I know they sold millions of records and did a lot of influential stuff, but it would behoove us not to say anything. About Sly and Walter Scott of the Whispers. Yeah, and I know Sly was in his 70s when he passed, and Walter Scott, one of the front men, you know, the twin, of the Whispers, 81.
Sly was only 70 something,
like in his 70s.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but both two iconic music icons, legends that have been sampled throughout the decades. Like, yeah, man, just music that music that lasts a lifetime. Honestly, music you can always go back to, no matter the time period, no matter how you feeling. Like you can always go back to the Whispers or Sly Stone, and here's something that makes you feel good. So
absolutely. But yeah, we just had to make sure we say rest in peace. But man, what we doing off the dome?
Off the dome.
I got one for you, bro. I think you'll like this one, man.
Let's do it.
This is going to tap into your movie nostalgia and how you view certain things. Okay. Right? Have you ever watched a film and you realize that a character has a lot of audacity? You know what I'm saying? Like you like how the audacity of you. I'm not going. It's not got to be regulated to any genre of film. Okay. Like so, as long as you think it's a film that everybody knows.
I got you.
So name a character that you think that has audacity. Now, if you would like me to go, I will definitely give you my answer.
Yeah, you go first.
5 Heartbeats. Hood classic, right?
Yeah.
Flash. The lead singer that replaced Eddie Kane, right? Now, you remember at their Hall of Fame induction, everybody up there, everybody happy, it's smiles, and everybody got their families, their wives, and everybody, their family, all that stuff.
Right.
And then he get up there, he say, "Oh, well, I have to admit, this is so great to be up here with my brothers. They accepted me." And you know where I'm going. But he was like, "Well, I have to announce that I'm leaving the group." And I have a solo album coming out in about 2 weeks. I'm like, it's lonely at the top. Nigga, what? How wild it is that first of all, you was the replacement lead singer. And then you get to the Hall of Fame. Like, we in the Hall of Fame, bro. And then you say, I'm leaving the group today. And then I got a new album that's coming to the record store in 2 weeks. So that means you've been working on it.
No, facts. Where you get the studio time from? Where you been at?
Listen, bro, it's questions. That's why he got up out of there. He left.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that was audacity. A lot of it on Flash behalf.
You know what? I'm going with Debo from Friday.
What happened? I need to see what reason.
Okay. All these. Okay, I think now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the characters in Friday, Debo, Craig, Felicia, Smokey. I'm assuming all of them were in like their early to mid 20s. I'm going to assume. Let's assume that. Why the hell y'all letting this grown man come around every day and y'all scared? Like, no, he should have been jumped, shot, called police home. Like, you're not just gonna come to my house or a friend of mine's house while I'm standing out here talking, shooting and shit. You're not gonna come and take the chain that my grandmama gave me and think you're gonna just get away with it. You're not gonna hit me and steal my bike, and then I'm gonna say it's both ours, but just keep it at my what? No, absolutely not.
I hear you, but in comedies, those rules don't apply.
True, but still,
and even in the hood, that don't apply. It's like, imagine, like, okay, Craig got more of a rep for beating up Debo than actually just, you know what I'm saying? Than actually like, doing it the way of a regular citizen. Like, some stuff the law take too long on. I am a proponent of putting your hands on people if you got to get like
true.
Sometimes the hood justice is better than no justice at all.
Listen, and it was enough of them. They
could have jumped him. They could have been jumped.
They could have been jumped him. Now that's a big fact. Yeah. Listen, as much access to weapons as the hood area had, and I ain't even talking about just guns. You could pick up a trash can or something like Craig did at the end of the damn movie. Pick up a brick, pick up a chair. Hell, turn this shit into WWF. It was WWF back then. Turn this shit into WWF. No. Yeah. After the first time, they should have jumped his ass. Like I
agree. Just off we should have got justice for Red. It went that far.
That's a man. What?
He took that man bite.
This man, he done messed up dice games. He done messed up a little bit of everything on the block. And somebody said he don't go around on the other street and pull that with them. Yeah, because them essays will fire your ass up. Nah, I'm mad. Why I'm mad? That's crazy. Shut up.
Start thinking about it.
Later. That's insane.
I
guess flashbacks to when I'm fucking middle school. Anyway,
what's your question?
All right. Got me round up.
It was about to go somewhere.
It was. Anyway, all right. So from off the dome. All right. So we are almost halfway through the decade of 2020.
Yeah, we are.
As we're here, just thinking back on some of the hip hop rap albums that have come out since 2020.
So 2022 now. Okay.
Give me an album that you think, as of right now, would be considered one of the top hip hop albums of the decade.
Anytime.
As of right now. And I'll go 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
For Tyler, and for a couple reasons. For Tyler specifically, I think this is the first album that the hip hop community really paid attention to him and accepted him as like a true rap artist, not just an artist, but a true rap artist. Mm. So being able to be widely accepted in the hip hop community, I think this album did a lot for him for that. Mm-hmm. The resurgence of DJ Drama and DJ Drama's style of mixtapes being brought over to the album form, mm-hmm. Them being able to connect like that and put out such a dope project, which sparked, even though I don't think it lasted that long, but sparked DJ, people reaching out to DJ Drama to get his brand of project, across hip hop. And then, I mean, you got to cap it off with him being able to win a Grammy for an actual rap album versus him winning the Grammy for Igor as a rap album. So I think Call Me If You Get Lost would be for sure album of the decade, even though we got 5 years left.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good point and fair argument there. I would actually go probably Nas, one of the Nas albums. I'll probably just say King Disease too, because that's my favorite. Yeah. But we can pick one to represent. For one, you have one of the elder statesmen, one of the fourth. Well, I won't say forefathers, but definitely one of the people that's considered to be an all-time great. Yeah. Continuing his legacy of dropping albums and actually doing it at a high rate in such a short amount of time. I think that should never go unnoticed because he putting up stats, toward the end of his career that, actually look very great and they're very impressive. So I'll just say King's Disease for that matter. Like, you got a 50-year-old rapper doing this
going crazy
at a high level, and it's bringing notoriety, showing that our OGs still can do things that the young kids can do, and actually kind of carrying the culture a little bit. Yeah. So no, I'll definitely go with like a Nas album.
That's what's up. Now, before we exit this, mm-hmm. do you think Killer Mike's Michael deserves to be?
Absolutely. I just didn't think about it.
Okay, cool. Because I mean that was. I have that up there as well. I just wanted to, get your opinion on it. So yeah, shout out to rap albums this year.
Yeah, man. But now that was off the dome, people. Let us know about a character in the film that has all the audacity.
Yep. And then what rap album deserves to be on the decade? What rap album deserves to be on the hip hop's best albums of the decade so far? Let us know.
OS gang, what's happening, family and kinfolk?
We here. We are here. We
got a few things to go through this week. We've been out for 2 weeks, so no, we're actually going to stay in the current event space. I think we should start here first because I think it's easier to just get it out the way, right?
Oh, okay.
The Clipse rollout is still going strong, man. The Clipse rollout this is elite. It needs to be studied.
Hey, man.
The money is being spent, and we did not get a chance to react to So Be It. So, Johnny, mm-hmm. were you able to listen to So Be It when it dropped?
Yes. First of all, just give me the album. Like, I don't want to hear no more snippet. I don't want to hear no more track. Just give me the album. Let me just say that. But with that being said, with So Be It, right now, I think the Clipse are 2 for 2. They 2 for 2. The production sound, like, it just sounds luxury. Like, it sounds good. It feels good. I think both Malice and Pusha T, I think they both talking. Listen, I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. I'm already excited about the album. Don't give me no more single. Don't give me no more music. Like, just give me the album. Yeah. I don't want to hear another clip, snippet, nothing. Just give me the album, please. What you think about it?
This the one. Hold on. What you talking about? This is what I've been talking about. This should have been the first one.
I don't know.
Now, they dropped this one first.
Yellow Diamonds look like. No,
the way it comes on, for real. Nah, I'm still standing on my for real take. I'm still standing on that. That's an old beat. That's some old Neptune's work.
Some old shit.
That's some Neptune work. He just stripped it down. Yeah, he spruced it up. He did something, but the base of it was done before then. I'm convinced because you were sitting on this.
Amen.
Oh my god! Oh,
but see, when you think about that level of production, you got to save it for the premiere acts, especially an act that is seemingly coming out of let's just say quote unquote retirement as a duo, right?
Duo, yeah.
You gotta say like you can't just. That's not some shit you just get a Rick Ross.
This made me feel like oh, this is Clipse. Oh, they're back. Like listen to A-Strums. I'm like, yeah, it's cool.
That's it's still crazy
because it's cool. But so be it. Listen, bro. Those are two different feelings. Now tell me you felt the same way about Ace Trumpets the first time you heard it compared to So Be It.
The first time, I'm not gonna lie, I did.
Now there's a lot of cap in there.
I don't think so.
There's no way you like that mid ass on the first time.
I did, bro.
Well, you know what, Johnny? You do like a lot of mid stuff, so
that's crazy.
But hold on.
Listen. That's all. Listen, I don't care. Ace Trumpets is fire. And so is So Be It. They both listen. Now, let me see how I want to ask this question.
Okay. All right.
Well, okay, 2-part question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think So Be It is later in the album, or is it because Ace Trumpets is track 5?
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at the listing on Apple Music.
So Be It has to go after that.
Okay. Now, okay. That leads into my second question. Does it change? Do you think it'll change the feeling of the album if So Be It is before Ace Trumpets?
No, I think that regardless of what I think about Pharrell as a producer individually, I do have a great appreciation of him as an executive producer, like putting the songs together, to sequence them properly. So I think it should go after Ace Trumpets, but hell, it can be the first song. I don't know. Like I doubt it. I doubt that. I doubt that. But I'm just saying, just in sense of like arranging the songs, like it can go before Ace Trumpets, and it might be a good transitional songs. Like we'll see, obviously, because we're still waiting. Like I'm still waiting. Listen, I told you I never lost excitement for the album, even though I didn't care for the lead single. But So Be It gives me more lead single vibes because the video's better. It's like everything is better. The beat better, the flow's better. Like everything's just better.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm disagreeing that So Be It is better, but I like both. I like both.
I like the fact that you like Ace Trumpets, but to sit here and say that Ace Trumpets was okay as a lead single is wild to me. That's the problem I got with the song.
I think it's the better lead single only because the Clipse have been on a hiatus for so long to reintroduce the Clipse to, of course, we know the Clipse because we grew up with them, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole generation or two of hip hop lovers that have never really been introduced to Clipse like that. So you can't really come out with a track like So Be It, because I think So Be It, the raps, the flows, the cadence, everything is elevated from Ace Trumpets, right? So you have to lead with a song like Ace Trumpets. And think about, we're in the streaming era. It's a much shorter song. 2 verses, we out. They added the 3rd verse to So Be It, where he talking about old boy. So
and that's what I was about to ask. You think the reason that's probably not the lead single is because of the Travis Scott jab, shot, smack?
Nah, because if anything, if that was the lead single, I feel like it probably would have brought more attention and more notoriety than it already has.
Yeah.
Than it already has.
Do you think that, what do you think about just the whole ordeal with Pusha and Travis Scott?
That shit just came out of look, I don't really know their history of beef. I don't know. So that, to me, that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Am I mad at it? Not necessarily.
Like after hearing Pusha's explanation, no. You had it coming. And you have to think about it like this. Now, let's just exclude Pusha from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say if Drake fell away, because Drake is a frequent collaborator of Travis Scott, but Travis Scott was on their We Don't Trust You album.
Yeah. Yep.
Did Cinderella. So you have been playing both sides.
And that's exactly what Pusha was saying in that interview. Was like, look, Pusha T, we come from a time, an era where, hey, at some point you really got to pick a side, because a lot of these people claim to be friends. They claim to be, hey, this is my partner. I ain't really going against them, but it looks like Travis Scott was really playing the fence, playing both sides. And I guess in certain circles you can't do that.
Nah, I mean, listen, when Pusha explained it, it's like when I first heard it, I was like, oh my God. Like, damn. And I was like, the Utopia made it clear, because I thought he was talking about Kanye at first. But
nah,
the Utopia line made it clearer, like who he's talking to. I was like, oh, okay, he's talking to Travis Scott. And then the lip gloss line, I was like, okay, yeah, it's all making sense now. But
that quick 8 bars hit too. Like, it hit so hard.
I ain't gonna hold you. That beat switch was personal. That's like, you remember how Metro was playing the drums at the end of Like That? That was the same thing. Like that, it's like, we gotta slow this down so Pusha can get his shit.
Slow it down, because he needs to feel every word. Every word.
And the fact that Pusha called Travis harmless. Calling that man harmless is crazy.
Hey man, look.
Oh my God.
Sometimes you gotta call it how you see it. You gotta call it how you see it.
This is the thing, Pusha T. So like he is very nonchalant when he be in them interviews. Like, oh, Travis is harmless. I was like, oh my God. Oh, Travis, I don't care. You gotta fight him, bro.
How are you harmless? You like, I feel like when somebody says you harmless that casually, you can't even attempt to like.
Because this is the thing, he can't rap back, and nobody expects him to.
Oh, of course not.
Nobody expects him to say nothing. Now, okay, two things.
You gonna make some drums? I'm sorry.
Metro did. BBL. All right. So thinking about just two things that have leaked, and I was like, I'm not listening to it till I get the album. I'm not, like you said, we just want the album at this point, because the Kendrick verse had leaked.
I didn't even listen to it.
I didn't try to go listen to it. I heard it was distorted, it wasn't good, and then I heard the Nas verse leaked as well.
I didn't listen to that either.
And I was like, I'm not listening to nothing else.
Nope. I need the project in its fully mastered and put together form. I need that.
Yeah, and I'm mad that So Be It is not on streaming. It's not on streaming.
That's a good point. Why is that?
It's not. They dropped the video, got up out of there. I said, oh, this is crazy.
That interesting.
I know, right? I listen. It is what it is. But since we on the conversation of Rock Nation artists, let's talk about the head honcho. There's a rumor going around. Jigga Man, Hove, Sean Corey Carter is rumored to be the Super Bowl halftime performer for next season. Johnny! We have been at full discussions about rap artists and them doing the Super Bowl. And why Jay-Z probably hasn't thrown his hat in the ring. Well, the rumor's out there now. And they're floating it right before the season starts. So what's the deal, Johnny? Or do you think that this is true? Does it have any, legs to it? What?
First of all, I don't know. Let's just start there. Yeah. Now, if we look at this in a few different ways, maybe we can try to come to a conclusion on if this is fact or not.
Yeah.
First of all, looking back on the last, let's just say 4 or 5 years, we've had artists from every coast of the United States. Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, except the East Coast. We've had Usher from the South. We had the whole West Coast joint with Eminem from the Midwest.
Well, you say 50 Cent was part of that.
Okay, 50 Cent.
But he wasn't a part of the promo, so I don't get it. He was like a special guest.
Yeah, so 50 Cent don't count from New York, right? Rihanna from the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody.
Well, Kendrick, and then Kendrick again.
And then Kendrick, West Coast.
Then, everything else was a pop act. You had J-Lo, Shakira, and then you had The Weeknd.
Yeah, right. So I think it would only make sense with Jay-Z being in the position that he's in with the NFL to cap off his agreement, his partnership with the NFL on presenting himself as the final NFL halftime, as the final Super Bowl halftime show of himself with his partnership. I think that's perfect. And I think it makes sense. Okay. And I'm not necessarily mad at it. Listen, Jay-Z is one of the artists that I haven't seen that I really would like to see before he like officially retires. So I'm absolutely not mad at this. If this is true, I'm with it. And he, of course, clearly he can do it. So
yeah. I'm listen. You know me. I've been waiting because y'all niggas been playing on my boy name for too long, nigga. It's up. Yes, I'm excited. What you mean? I'm finna be sick. I'm finna be sickening. But yes, but this is the thing, right? So we have talked about, can insert rapper here do a halftime show? Yes. If we saw Kendrick, I think he's a phenomenal performer, and I think he's better than Jay-Z. Jay-Z's not the best performer, but he has a way of captivating the stage. If that makes sense.
Of course.
Because I mean, he was the first to, I mean, not to say the first, but he was kind of like doing the live band thing before others kind of jumped on that wave. It just wasn't him and a DJ.
Got you.
So he had to find a way. Like he said, he was out there with DMX, and DMX wiped the floor with a lot of people when it came to performing. So that made him up what he did. And all he could do was just be what he is. So for him to still do arenas and, eventually get to a stadium with his wife, I think that he is very capable of doing it. Absolutely. And if you've seen the footage from when they bought him out in Paris,
I just seen that.
That they went crazy for that. So that's across the bridge, and you swear that the Super Bowl is watched by all these people. So I don't know if Jay-Z got fans in Paris. Well, you got worldwide fans. I don't see it. Well, I mean,
got it. You synced it now.
You synced that, and they went crazy. Like he was already there. Like it's like, is he truly a special guest? Because he was already there. He just wasn't working.
Right. That's funny.
But listen, if it ever gets to like him being announced, I think he has a catalog. I think he can bring out special guests. I think he's not beefing with nobody that he can collab with. He might bring out Nas. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, there's levels to this. So I don't want anybody jumping out the window to start hating. But I do think that this is a rollout for something bigger, though, too. I think he has an album coming. Because
that's what I was going to
I don't think that he's just doing the Super Bowl just to do it. I think that Jay-Z has always been very calculated in the things that he does. So I think that there's an album brewing. And then I've seen a clip of Memphis Bleak talking too much, saying that Jay was secretly recording an album. That's how he put it. That's how he said it. I ain't put no words in Memphis Bleak, man.
And listen, Jay-Z coming out in Paris at the Beyonce show. That was the Beyonce show, right?
Yeah, it's Beyonce's tour because the Cowboy Carter.
Got it. Listen, this literally could be him warming up for, getting his body back right and performing mode. Because I imagine that's a different type of energy.
But the only thing is, and I know it's kind of hard to separate because a lot of people attribute Jay-Z's success to his wife. I don't want Beyonce coming out there. Like Beyonce, we don't see you like 3 times. Like, goddamn. Well, you had Christmas. You had the Christmas show.
That's funny. No, that's fact. That's a fact.
Listen.
Oh, maybe that's what maybe he gonna perform on Netflix at halftime in fucking December for the Christmas Day game.
That wouldn't be bad either.
It wouldn't, because I mean, look, Beyonce then Jay-Z the next year. Why not? What if he do both? What if he do the Christmas joint and do the Super Bowl?
Nah.
That's too much. That's too much. They got no money for that.
I could be a whole fan and all day, but I know that the internet is not letting that ride. Like the Super Bowl ratings will tank. They don't get Patrick Mahomes could be back. They're like, nope, we're not watching it.
It's not happening. Nah. Real quick, where is the Super Bowl next year? Do you know?
San Francisco.
Oh, okay, never mind. That debunks my theory then. Because if it was
that's why
if it was somewhere on the East Coast,
that's why they was on Kendrick flying so much. They was just like, well, if it's gonna be in the West Coast next year, just let Kendrick do it next year.
Because by that time next year, Kendrick is gonna be back in Ghana, not dealing with us. So him and SZA going crazy on the tour. I imagine once this tour over, we ain't gonna hear from Kendrick Lamar for another 4, 5 until Trump is out of the White House.
That's crazy.
But anyway, listen, man, shout out to Jay-Z. If it's true, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
Well, we just talked about a lot of elder statesmen, man. Let's talk about the new gen, the next gen. XXL, the famed hip hop publication, is still up to their shenanigans. Hey man, the 2025 freshman list in the middle of the year has finally been released. Now, hey, Unc and them go try. Uncle Bro go try.
Are we?
We go try to talk about this.
Okay.
I said try.
We can attempt.
We can attempt. So, Johnny, are you familiar with XXL's freshman list?
Two and a possible. I know about two and a possible. Let's go down this list here.
Okay.
We have Jello.
Yep.
We have Laser Dim 700.
Mm-hmm.
Rayvon.
Mm-hmm.
Samara Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Nino Paid. Low Shimmy.
Mm-hmm.
1900 Rugrat.
Mm-hmm.
YTB Fat.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Chief Do It.
Mm-hmm.
Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Eam Triplin.
Mm-hmm. Is it? Oh, dang, never mind. I can't even say that right. Okay. No, I thought it was like I ain't tripping. Like I thought you were saying it wrong, but no, that's really,
no. It says it's EEM
Triplin. Okay, never mind.
Yep,
you got it.
so
I'm about to say, who are the two impossibles that you do know?
So I know Jello because Leangelo Ball. Yeah. I know Rayvon because listen. I'm surprised Rayvon is just now a freshman because Rayvon has been out for a while.
He's been tapped in for a while. Yeah.
Now I've never heard this person's music, but the name rings a bell. Ian, that's the white kid on here.
Oh,
the white kid in the black jacket.
Yeah. Nah, I'm pretty sure because Rugrat does look like a Rugrat. He looks like Riff Raff.
That's a fact. So that's all I really got. I don't
know. Like I said, Jello, he has his one hit. This is actually him on his 15th minute because listen, I'm not anticipating anything else, brother.
I'm really not either.
Rayvon, I think it's fair to say that I think he's the dopest, but I haven't listened to everybody else.
Right.
But if I feel like if Rayvon came into my wheelhouse somehow, he's good.
Yeah.
Respectfully to these people here. And then YTB Fat, I think he's like Memphis artist or something like that. So I've heard him on stuff.
Okay.
I can't identify what that is, but I've seen the name before. So I think those are the ones that, obviously the ones that I'm familiar with. One woman on here, interesting. Most of them, I mean, they look like just like every other freshman class that has come before. And I mean, now granted, I'm about to be 38. So some of this stuff is just not going to be for me. And I understand that, but the culture does have to move forward. That's the only reason why we even try to even have these conversations, because it was once upon a time where the freshman class was us, like, or the people that we enjoyed or we were tapped into. So
that's true.
That's why the culture has to keep moving forward. Yeah, I can go listen to my dope contemporary raps, but I do want to have an understanding that the culture is still being pushed forward. And hopefully XXL got them right. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I got.
Same. And I feel like each year I know less and less of the individuals that they put on the freshman list. And for me personally, because as difficult as it is for me to really try to keep up with the newer generation of hip hop acts, when the XXL freshman list comes out, I really do make it my point to watch and listen to the ciphers because they they accompany. So if your cipher dope, I'll go check out a song or two, depending on how you doing your cipher verse.
I think the XXL dropped the ball right when we felt like we were losing touch with who they were as artists. They should have made a mixtape.
That's hard. I like that.
Like, it ain't got to be DJ Drama or any big DJ like backing it. It would be nice though.
It would.
But if you had a mixtape, a collection of a song that their label was okay with, I know it's like politics to that, but if you made like a 12-track song, and I ain't talking about they gotta be rapping together, like a mixtape of their songs.
Right. And that's even easier today. You just make a playlist. Just make a playlist.
Oh my God. But it would be easier. I think it would be easier. I mean, better, well suited if it was like something that XXL was doing from the get-go. And saying XXL freshman class of 2013.
And then you could go back to it.
Yeah.
See
that
now we giving y'all game because y'all could really go back and do that now. Like for real.
Because it's a lot of people that, are granted freshman status and they don't pan out. Or it takes them a while because, like, I remember Nipsey Hussle was on the 2010 cover. His debut album is technically dropped in 2019. He wasn't as hot as everybody on that list.
Still doing his thing, kind of behind the scenes, but like you said, the debut album was 9 years later. 9 years
exactly.
later.
So listen, I try to have I try to be okay with these. You know what I'm saying? Like let the kids have it, because at some point we had it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just for them to run with it. I mean, it's like I want to make fun of names like Laser Dim 700, but we let Waka Flocka Flame have a whole career, so I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't be like Laser Dim, but hard in the paint. You know what I'm saying? It's.
But see, okay.
No, you can't defend Waka Flocka Flame.
Our
names were creative. I know you about to get to the bag.
But I'm saying, if the music is good, you can really have whatever name you want. Now,
it really is true.
If I turn on 1900 Rugrat, I don't even know if I'm saying this right, and your music sounds like the Rugrats, we got a problem.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
If he ain't flipped the Take Me There beat already, it's already
it's
trash.
done. It's done. Easy.
Get him out of here.
I also would like to know either the meaning behind or how these names were derived. Triplin, like again, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this right.
Baby Chief, you do it.
Like,
and it's all one day. He looks like
even Bow Wow dropped the lil. Like, what happens when Baby Chief grow up? Like, now what? You Master Chief? Oh, sorry, that's a Halo reference.
Big Chief.
See, there,
Big Chief. All right, but I don't know. Yeah. Anyway,
here we are.
And
this is why we're the Unks.
And like audacity has been the theme of this episode, right?
Thanks.
Billboard, our favorite publication.
Jesus.
Between Billboard and Complex, I don't know who are the bigger timeline menaces, but they had the audacity to make a top 75 R&B. Is it singer or artist? Artist. Okay, so that changes a lot. Okay,
75 best R&B artists of all time. That's the title.
Okay, so we're talking about artistry, and I know there's a lot that goes into the criteria for said thing.
Yes. Let me see if I can actually find the criteria. Let's see. I don't know if I see it.
I don't know, but I can imagine that.
Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. In the end, Billboard staffers agreed on the following criteria.
Okay.
Vocal prowess, body of work, career longevity, industry achievements, game-changing influence, and enduring generational and cultural impact.
Yeah.
Okay. It's 75 of these. Should we just go straight to the top 25? Like
top 20. I say top 25.
Top 20.
Because listen, it's gonna be a lot that kind of pisses you off, because the idea that a lot of people that deserve to be higher are probably in that mid-range anyway.
Yeah.
But we're here though.
All right. So we're starting at 25.
Okay.
25, we have Patti LaBelle.
Okay.
24, we have Bill Withers.
All right.
23, we have Teddy Pendergrass. 22, Luther Vandross. 21, Donny Hathaway.
Oh my God.
and number 20, let me just stop at number 20. We have Otis Redding. So we'll go five at a time.
Okay. That was a disgusting because, right, I think what you think about R&B comes from definitely by Luther Vandross. If he's not top 5, if we're just talking about purely R&B,
yeah,
I don't know if we're talking like, it's like gauging off your criteria. I'm just so confused. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So the first thing that came to my mind when it comes to criteria for Luther Vandross, and again, I don't know when his career actually started.
Well, I mean, he started as a background singer, and he was doing jingles. And then he eventually got into the music industry. I want to say in like 79, 81, somewhere up in there.
Okay. He did backup for Stevie Wonder
and David Bowie
and Roberta Flack.
Yeah.
And started his solo reign in the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no Quiet Storm without Luther. That's why that shit is nasty.
I mean, that's a fact. So even thinking about this, Patti LaBelle, Luther Vandross, like Teddy Pendergrass.
Some legends gonna fall in that top 25, and I'm okay with like a Patti being 25.
Yeah.
I can argue Teddy being higher.
Yeah.
I can argue who else was there? Donny Hathaway
and Otis Redding.
I love Donny. Donny should be above Otis.
Hell, I think Luther should be above Otis.
No, Luther should be top 10.
So
easily.
That's okay. So all right, 19. Smokey Robinson.
Smokey need to be lower.
18 is Al Green.
Yeah.
17, Janet Jackson. 16, Mary J. Blige. 15, Isaac Hayes.
I'm cool. Like, no, I'm not cool because
I don't think Mary J should be higher than Janet.
But then again, is Janet purely R&B?
Hell, is Mary, because I mean she blended a lot of hip hop too.
But she's like, this is the thing. Mary is still over here. Her like Janet's biggest songs are pop songs.
Okay,
like Pleasure Principle,
I'm with you.
Rhythm Nation, like we get into them bags.
I'm with you. Okay, and Isaac Hayes was at 15.
Oh yeah, Isaac different though.
All right,
Mayfield.
14, Curtis Mayfield.
The thing I'm having so much trouble with this because they're listing a lot of black artists, but a lot of them don't fall in R&B buckets.
I feel that
a lot of pure R&B buckets. Like, maybe you can exclude soul because that's just a sound. Mm-hmm. But like the people that are truly like genuinely pop, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just I don't know. It sounds like pop is not a genre per se, right? It's just popular music.
Basically.
Okay.
Basically. But so okay.
See, like you see how we gotta talk.
And that's the thing. So pop is popular music, right? Mm-hmm. So what would you call a Britney Spears? Like if it's pop, like we understand Britney Spears was pop.
It's
but what's the other?
You know what? It's so funny, right? It changes when you depend on who you give a song to, because "Hit Me Baby One More Time" was wrote for TLC, right?
I did not know that, and that's crazy.
Think about that. That song was wrote for TLC, an R&B group. Okay, but it was given to a white girl. See how the song changes?
Yeah.
It just depends on who the song goes to sometimes.
So by that notion, pretty much anybody that's a black singer is R&B.
I'm like, God damn it.
And that's our beef with the Grammys. Because they just be grouping black people together and calling it one thing.
Tyler, the Creator, should be on this list. I mean, no, he won for best.
Yeah, because Igor, that's crazy. Igor. Hey man, Igor was fired though, so I don't care. But see, that's a whole nother good point. Because all right, well,
let's get back to this.
All right, 14. That's okay. That's okay. 14, we got Curtis Mayfield. 13, we have Sam Cooke. 12 is Usher. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, 11 is Ray Charles, and number 10 is Marvin Gaye.
I'm okay with Marvin Gaye being at 10. Usher being 12. That's cool. That's cool. It's like I would shake some of that up, but I'm not. I mean, I'm okay with Usher being like top 15, top 20.
Okay.
I don't think that he should be above. Like he can be above Isaac Hayes, but him being above Luther is crazy.
Okay, I'm with that.
Like you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like I don't care how many albums Confession sold. I don't give a fuck.
Because even Usher at one point crossed in the pop.
Thinking about it like this. Do you think that Usher should be above Teddy Pendergrass?
The reason I say no is because Teddy Pendergrass, like Usher is a direct descendant of Teddy Pendergrass.
I was about to say that.
So yeah.
It's kind of like, oh no, finish point.
No, I was gonna say, but the conversation with that comes: did Usher in his career surpass Teddy Pendergrass's influence, basically? Now that's the question. I can't really say.
I'm gonna say no.
I just ain't.
I don't think there's Usher babies walking around here. Like, I mean, Chris Brown,
maybe.
Listen, the thing, right? Everybody jumps to Michael Jackson as the supreme influence, which is rightfully so, right? But there are a lot of people that influence others on the way down too.
Yeah.
And Usher, you can look at him as an amalgamation of Michael, Teddy, and Marvin. He's not just like, listen, people keep saying Chris Brown and Michael Jackson. I'm like Bobby Brown never existed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he is more Bobby than he is Mike.
I would like to know where Bobby Brown is on this list, though.
And if he ain't on here, that's a problem.
That's also a problem. You're right. So, yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, so, okay, 10, Marvin Gaye. 9, we have R. Kelly.
That's crazy.
8, we have Mariah Carey.
That's crazy.
All right, hold on. Shit is loading. 7, we have Prince.
Okay.
6, we have James Brown. Okay, let's pause for a second.
All right.
So James Brown at 6. We got Prince at 7.
Mm-hmm.
We have Mariah Carey at 8. R. Kelly at 9. All right.
Why is R. Kelly not top 3?
Oh, so look, we
top 5.
We on the same page. Listen, I understand the nastiness that this man has exuded through the years. I get it. Cool. He where he needed to be. I got you. But we always talk about are we able to separate the artist from the music? In this instance, it needs to happen because R. Kelly.
I mean, he's still top 10, but still
that's cool. But I ain't trying to hear that.
He was the R in R&B.
That
was the name of one of his albums.
Listen, for me personally, I'm not gonna lie to you. He need to be at least top 2, at least 1 or 2.
Somewhere in there.
Listen, even today, if you go to your local hole in the wall,
oh no, they're playing some R. Kelly.
Like seriously, like I understand the magnitude of why he is where he is right now, but before all that, you couldn't go nowhere without hearing no R. Kelly. I'm talking weddings, cookouts.
R. Kelly is supremely talented, and his music, even the ones that crossed over in the songs that he wrote for other people, may have, like the song he wrote for Celine and the song that he wrote for Mike, those types of things went to pop spaces, but initially he's just still an R&B artist. No matter how big R. Kelly got, his music stayed R&B, which is very, very difficult to do.
Yes.
But Mariah Carey being over him is only because she sold albums. Like I'm convinced, and I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm not disrespecting Mariah Carey in any fashion. Like Mariah Carey is Mariah Carey, even though a lot of her singles can be looked at as pop. Kind of
true. No, I'm with you.
Yeah, but she sold a lot of albums though. And then Prince, he more funk than R&B. But it's like I want to know where Rick James at on this list too. But that's something else.
That's a good point.
Because Rick James, he put Prince on, so it's like he got.
All right, so now we get into the top 5.
All right,
number 5, we have Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Number 4, we have Beyonce.
Okay.
Number 3, we have Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, we have Aretha Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And the number 1 R&B artist of all time, Stevie Wonder. Okay. Where we at with the top 5?
I'll just say this: I'm not mad at Stevie being 1.
Okay.
Stevie's okay with being 1.
Okay.
His music is mostly funk, R&B, psychedelic type in that space. Like the best of Stevie, that's what you're going to attribute it to.
I got you.
And songwriting, arranging, all that stuff. Plays instruments great. Aretha Franklin, I respect the Queen of Soul, but I don't think she should be 2.
Top 10 at least?
No?
Interesting.
No.
I'd give her top 10 and maybe at number 9 or 10.
That's what I'm saying. She's barely in, and that's no shot at Aretha Franklin because I understand it. But like I said, it's kind of like when they get into them soul buckets, it gets weird for me to talk about it.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
But what do you think about Mike at 3?
So, as the resident Michael Jackson fan, I'm at a point where all of Michael's albums have R&B songs on them, but the overall sound of each of his albums has never been R&B. Maybe Invincible, but that's 2001.
Right, and most people will give Mike his due or his credence off of the big 3 albums, and that's fine.
That's cool, but even those not R&B.
Nah. Well, Off the Wall is disco. Like you can say, Thriller was like that's really pop music.
It's literally pop music. Hell, Thriller and Bad.
Bad had more rock influence. There was a lot of noise on it.
True, and I mean I think we had maybe 1 or 2 R&B songs on that.
It's like when Mike does R&B is elite. Like it's elite R&B, right? It can be talked about.
Yeah,
but he don't stay in them pockets too long, which adds to his stardom. So that's why when you start talking about artists like him, Beyonce, people that don't stay in the pocket of R&B, because R&B, I mean, Beyonce has maybe 1 R&B album, and that's her first one.
Yeah,
some of her best work is the Destiny's Child R&B. Like that's the best of Beyonce, if you're talking about R&B stuff,
right?
So from that, like that Dangerously in Love all the way up until B-Day, anything she did right in there. If you want to throw the writings on the wall too, shit, the second album, like listen, you gotta go to that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But
So
it's like, but I think I'm not going. You could never say Michael's overrated, but it's like in the grand scheme of what we're talking about, it can be viewed differently because he's always going to check every box. So it's hard to leave him out of any conversation when you're talking about any overall music conversation or just any like thing that's black genre.
Right.
So it's hard. Like it's really a tough conversation to have.
And I look at it like, if they take the R&B songs from each of his albums, is that why he's at number 3? But even then, it's not that many, so he shouldn't be that high.
It's too overpowering. Like his Michael Jackson's like everything is just too overpowering to leave him out of this conversation.
Agreed. But
it's like, okay, Mike at 3, and you put Aretha and Stevie in front of him. Who else supposed to go in front of him? If anything, Stevie. That's the only one I would fight tooth and nail to say Stevie.
R. Kelly.
You said it.
Easy.
Okay.
Like, listen, if we
R&B,
talking R&B,
it's like they said R&B is like influence. It's like all the boxes, right? And you have to look at the pure art of R&B. Like some of these people just crossed over and they've been gone. Like they're gone. They're out of here.
Hey, Lois the Keys. I don't really think Whitney Houston should be in top 5.
Listen, Whitney didn't do R&B to like the end. Janet didn't do R&B until like Janet Jackson was full-fledged R&B when she got to like I Get So Lonely, and that's what 98.
Yeah,
she been in the game 12 years or something like that. She been gone.
Jesus Christ.
So it's like that's why it gets hard to have these conversations.
Listen, man, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson just sound good. They don't mean they R&B.
And it's like when you say that out loud, people are like, you hate. I'm not.
No, it's not.
I'm a fan of their music.
It's just,
and it's like it's hard. And then it's like, but Beyonce in there. It's like Beyonce, like
she just made a country album
and a dance album.
Look,
she just made 2 albums dedicated to some other shit that ain't on me. but she top 4. And them albums had like 20 songs apiece.
But it shows the versatility. All right,
cool. All right. R. Kelly, she should not be above R. Kelly.
She should, and y'all know it too. But whatever. But here we are.
Yeah, because there's a lot of it. Listen, go through the list and piss yourself off. Because I seen SZA top 50, which is crazy. But hey, I'm don't shoot the messenger. There's a lot on there that'll make you mad. You go through the whole 75 of all time.
That's insane. Yeah, I got it.
Summer Walking
74.
See, that's where you should stop. Right there. That's a hard stop right there.
They got
of all time.
Keisha Cole at 71. Her at 70. Yeah, this is some Keith Sweat at 66.
He deserved to be toward the bottom of the list.
I wanna. Okay, if Tina Marie is at 65, I really got to know where Rick James is.
Rick James got to be top. Rick James need to be top 30 for real.
Oh, they got Ashanti at 61. Would you put Ashanti above Keisha Cole?
Off of the songwriting.
Got you. Fantasia at 59. I don't know if I like that.
What do you think?
I feel like she'd be a little bit higher. Maybe in the 40s. Maybe.
What do you think about Tevin Campbell right there? That's actually fair.
I think I'm okay with Tevin Campbell at 57 just because of the longevity of his career.
It's so crazy because he has 2 albums?
Yeah. But not 2 albums that people typically go back to, just a couple, just a few songs. I don't know if I like Joe at 56.
Listen.
Jill Scott at 53. Rick James is at 51.
That's disgusting.
Nah,
that's actually pretty disgusting.
I'm not rolling with that.
And then
John
Legend being right
above. Legend is spot above him.
John Legend has never. I don't listen.
Bobby Brown is 49. Lauryn Hill is 48.
Well, she got to be somewhere on the list.
You know what? Let's go.
She top 10 rapper, so she can be.
Next topic. You know what? I'm cool.
Blur topic. We gotta get to it, man. MCU, Disney Plus. We got an original show. Ironheart dropped 3 episodes. Johnny, we'll address the show first.
Let's do it.
We'll talk about the show first. We won't get into, what we need to get into.
Yeah.
So, Ironheart has come out. Were you able to watch any of those episodes?
Yes,
Okay.
I actually was able to watch all three that's out.
Okay.
This happens, I think, it starts like a week or so after Wakanda Forever. I actually went back and watched Wakanda Forever last week in preparation.
Okay.
But first reaction overall, I'm thoroughly enjoying the show so far.
Okay.
I think everything about this, I think is great. I think the development of Riri in the first 3 episodes and seeing everything that she's had to go through in, let's just say, 90 minutes, I think has been amazing. She's had so many different transitions and dealing with so many different emotions on top of experiencing so many different things after being kicked out of MIT. It's dope. It's super dope so far.
I'm in the same boat. I wanted to text you. I was like, "Hey, bro, Ironheart cooking," but
I didn't
want to curse it though, because you know what I'm saying. We only got 6 episodes.
Yeah.
This thing can go off a cliff next week, but we hope that's not what
we're
not hoping for that. But no, just off of what I watched, the first 3 episodes. I watched them one on this day.
Okay, gotcha.
So I didn't watch them in like consecutive order like that. But from what I saw, I'm like, no, they're cooking. This has the potential to be something better.
Yeah.
And now, granted, we're coming off of Echo, She-Hulk, and Secret Invasion. So that's 3 misses as series, right?
Let's say the live action series.
The live
because
action
the animated joints.
Okay, no, we're not talking about Spider-Man and all them. Okay, yeah. But the live action series, get them up out of here. So the character development there, I think the writing is there, and I think the acting that I saw in episode 3 was elite, because you had a lot of one-on-ones with Riri. She had to have those conversations with 3 different people to kind of get that character development that we need from this hero moving forward. So I'm in. I just didn't want to gas it because of certain things that we can get to in a second, but it's just like I'm thoroughly enjoying it though.
Same, man. Same. And I think an underrated part of this show, at least through the first 3 episodes, is Natalie. Like the actress that's playing Natalie, that's playing the AI, I think she's doing a phenomenal job, and she compliments Riri so well. I don't know if they knew each other in real life before this, but I think the way that they play off of each other, their chemistry on camera is elite.
Yes.
Elite.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I'm all the way on board. It's only 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
So, and I think all 3 of them dropped this week.
So you think, given what you know about Chicago and culture and things like that, do you think it does a good representation?
I think so. Okay. I think so, especially. I don't know if this is a Chicago thing or just a black people thing, but in episode 1, when she was flying back to Chicago and the AI went out and she crashed and all that, and she was walking through the city, everybody was roasting her like, "What do you want to be called? Look, it's Iron Chick." That was funny. Yeah. That was funny. So I appreciate those little tidbits.
Something like that. That's why it's hard for me to hate on the show, because it's so culturally enriching. Right? It's speaking to a side that I don't get to see on Disney Plus or any Marvel content like that. And it's just a show. It's not a film. So get your panties out of a bunch of people. But you see this character developing, her sense of self after being kind of like the big person on campus.
Right.
So she has to go through a humbling moment.
Yep.
Where most of our heroes do in their origin, in their origin series.
I mean, that's essentially what origin stories are, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They have to go through some type of hardship and build themselves back up, which she's literally in the middle of that right now. Exactly. Literally. She just experienced something excruciatingly traumatic in episode 3, where she pretty much left old boy to die. She left, she could have saved him, but she left him to die. And it's going to have trickling consequences in the next 3 episodes.
Yeah,
so.
Okay. You're right. Let's get to supporting cast.
Let's do it.
What do you think about, I guess let's just start with the villain. Was it Red Hood? What's his name?
The Hood.
What do you think about him?
I think he's doing a great job. I kind of like the mysterious nature around the hood, where it comes from, what it actually does, those types of things.
Yeah.
And I understand it's only 6 episodes, but I would like for
he can't die.
Well, definitely not. But I would have liked for them to explore that more within the first 3 episodes. Maybe make the first 3 episodes a little bit longer, so we get more backstory on the hood.
Do you think that's something that we get into maybe in episode 4?
Oh, we're gonna have to,
considering how episode 3 ended when it came to him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure, there's been a lot of Mephisto talk, that's a little bit above me there, but he clearly works for something. He's clearly like a herald for something.
Yeah.
Look, he on it. Like, clearly he's a herald for something, right? So if he's a herald for Mephisto or something greater, we'll see. And that hood is actually killing him, which is something that's listen, I don't know how nobody can not like this show. I'm sorry.
It's
like, I'm trying not to sit here and call people haters, and I'm not talking about the dweebs we'll get to in a second, but I'm talking about other people that may not be. I was like, I don't see what's wrong with this show, and it's not even listen. I watch BMF willingly, so I know bad TV when I see it.
Listen, I really do think, like, if a certain demographic of people can't see themselves connecting with the main character, no matter,
the show is just not working.
It's just not gonna work for them. And that's really, really, really unfortunate, because if I'm being honest, this show is it's better than Ms. Marvel, but it's the same premise. It's literally the same premise. It's the same thing.
You know what's interesting? Like, and that's funny that you say that. People kind of have a tendency to go off track when it comes to, black characters or women or whoever, right?
Yeah.
But we can watch these guys all day, and we're men, obviously, so, but they're white guys. Like, I can't identify with no damn Tony Stark, but I like it.
But I love it.
Yeah. I like Reed Rich. I like all these people. So it's just, can you build the world around them properly? That's all I really care about.
And that's exactly what this is. Maybe there's a certain demographic of people that never been to Chicago. I don't really know. Well, outside of the obvious, I don't know why there's so much hate for this show. Yeah. Because again, like you said, it's written very well. I think the way that it ties into the MCU as a whole, I think is being done really well. They're not overly tying it to things that have happened, even though we've seen the flashbacks from Wakanda Forever. They mentioned Tony Stark a bunch of times in episode 1, but outside of that, this
is the only time that you should, as somebody that kind of feels a way about Tony Stark. I know you do, but it's just, well, she's using his tech. Like, it makes sense. Like, she was on the Stark fellowship.
Yes,
all that stuff.
Exactly.
So it makes sense. And then in the comics, which I did not know, Tony Stark was actually her AI.
Yeah.
So that AI pretty much costs. We can't have Robert Downey just in the show. Just AI in it.
And then on top of that, the Ezekiel is the son of Obadiah.
Now that
from Iron Man 1.
I thought that was so now granted I've heard that that's really him from the comics, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think in the comics he turns into a villain, but I don't know. At least it doesn't seem like he's taking that route in this show, but I don't know.
I think that's so dope. And I was just like, Obadiah. I was like,
fire, right? Yeah,
man. I mean, she built this in the apartment with a box of scraps.
Man, what? Doing it, man. She might be smarter than Tony Stark and Hank Pym. Shit, she didn't create a Natalie from her own brainwaves using her computer from scraps, like you said. Yeah. Like, come on. Stop playing with Riri.
Yeah, man. But I mean, I think the cast, like the surrounding cast, like the Ocean's 11 type crew.
Yeah,
I think that's funny, man. I enjoy everybody on there. I know people like, hey, man, he's gay. I'm like,
do it matter?
They're funny.
Listen,
he's funny.
Getting the job done. He's doing all the hacking.
Yeah,
he's from Madripoor, which we
and I saw that. I peeped that too.
Yeah, like that's dope. Like, I love the subtle callbacks to previous films and shows, because I forgot we were introduced to Madripoor in Shang-Chi. But then it showed up back again in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay. You're right. So okay, yeah, man. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, man, but just like Natalie, her mom, Obadiah, son, Ezekiel, like you said, the little kid on the corner that said, the supporting cast is cooking, man. And then even just the flashbacks of her stepfather
Mm-hmm.
and Natalie that night that they were gunned down.
Yep.
That's a listen, man. The show was cooking. I'm not really sure what else to say, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you got a good villain, and then obviously he's not the main villain, but he's a sub boss maybe. I'm enjoying what I see. I just hope that they finish this season strong.
Same.
And do you think that they'll do something with Ironheart, that character, moving forward? Like, what do you think is the next thing for her?
Well, if I'm being honest, and I'm looking ahead to like Doomsday and Secret Wars, and knowing the fact that potentially a variant of Tony Stark is coming back, the way that Riri was able to create Natalie, and knowing that Riri's suit is going to be infused with magic somehow in this show, I think that's going to play a part in how we see a future variant of Tony Stark. Okay. I don't know how. I just feel like somehow that plays a role. That and the whole multiverse and timelines and all that shit. Yeah. I think all of that combined plays a role into how we get this version of Dr. Doom.
And shout out to Marvel for dropping the bag, at least letting Robert Downey Jr. be behind the whole Ironheart promotion. Listen, I know they had to pay for that, but I think that he's still focused and wants the character to do well. So I think still a genuine is behind, but trust me, he ain't do that for free. Like, I know that wasn't for free.
Listen, he got a million just for an appearance, like a 30-second appearance or something. $1 million,
man. But okay, let's address the dweebs.
Let's do it.
So there's been a lot of conversation around the central character and some of the themes of the show. Some have been rooted in racism and misogyny. There's a few platforms out there with white nerds, content creators that have been trashing the show, even review bombing it before the show comes out.
Yep.
So, Johnny, have you been listening to any of the white noise?
I haven't been listening, but I've been seeing some of the comments, especially on, like, when it gets to a point where Marvel Studios or whatever third party pages are supporting the show and they have to turn their comments off. You know it's an issue. You know that's an issue. This is a tale as old as time. Like, we see this all the time with Spider-Man, with other black led superhero shows, movies, and things like that. Y'all got to get over it. Like, understand that there aren't only white superheroes. Understand that Riri Williams has been a staple in Marvel Comics since at least 2010. So we going on 15 years, and it might be longer than that. My memory is off. So the fact that she has been a staple in Marvel Comics, part of one of the most iconic storylines in Marvel Comics, Civil War Part 2. Like, she's been here, she's been prominent. Yeah. So the fact that the MCU, Disney, Marvel has been able to bring her to life. We've seen her introduced in Wakanda Forever, and I think she did a phenomenal job there. Yeah. But the fact that she did so great that they wanted to create a show, which the first half of the season has been amazing, you got to take it. You got to deal with it. Yeah. Now, we're at a point now where you literally can curate the content that you see. I understand that most of y'all are racist. I understand that most of y'all don't want to see anything outside of yourself. And you know what? That's cool. It don't affect me. You can turn it off. You don't even got to look. You know it's going to be on Disney Plus. When you see it on the little thumbnail, just scroll past it. That's all you got to do, instead of getting on your platforms, review bombing, talking negatively about what's Riri's name in real life?
Dominique Thorne.
Dominique Thorne, right? I think now I haven't seen her anything before this, but I think she's doing an amazing job as Riri Williams, and I hope this helps propel her career into whatever else she want to does in the acting world. Yeah, but she can't do that if dweebs like y'all are sitting here talking negatively about her. Yeah, I don't like this.
I think it's deeper than them even talking about her as an actress. Maybe I haven't seen some of those conversations, but definitely just the racial, not even racial undertones, just flat out.
It's just blatant.
Yeah, blatant racism. Yeah. With the conversations being had about the show, like her AI being named like a stereotypical black woman name. Like it's named Natalie, but it's got to be Shaquita or something ignorant like that. Like, no, something that you all would say. But and this is why the blurred conversation that we had a few weeks ago when it came to us celebrating each other in our own space was so important. Yeah, we may be black, but we're not a monolith. So we are not all the same, but we come together to celebrate each other in this thing that we enjoy, whether it be comics, movies, anime, whatever. So we can kind of combat the bullshit that goes on over there. That's a fact. So that's why it's like you want to support black, but you want it to be good. But you have this multi-billion-dollar corporation putting out something that's inherently black and infused with blackness. I want to enjoy it, and it's actually good. It's not like I'm forcing myself to watch it because it's a black character.
Right.
I don't force myself to watch a lot of MCU content, and it wasn't a black person in sight. So it might be Nick Fury. That's it. So I've been watching this show, and it gives me a little bit of like something that reminds me of how I grew up.
Yep.
Or just certain things that I'm seeing now with the kids. So, nah, man, this show is great. I don't know what the dweebs are talking about. Like, listen, some things can just not be for you, and I get that too. But to sit here and clown on the blackness and the ethnicity of the show, that's where I have the issue.
Yep.
And we always been trying to call out the intelligentsia niggas. Like, y'all, then you don't like women that it's like, how could you? Don't get me started on that.
Man, we all know how those types of individuals think. We know how they are. We know how they grew up. We know their background, and we know where they get that from. Hey, all you gotta do is turn it off. You don't even gotta talk about it. You don't.
Listen, when you was sitting there watching Echo, I was like, whoo. I didn't go out my way to hate, but I was like, I wasn't too excited. I don't know if it was that or not, because we finished our She-Hulk reviews, but it was just like,
hey man, look, I was excited to see Daredevil, and look, he was there for a scene, and that was it.
Listen, man.
Like, oh, okay. say less, I guess. Like, that's crazy.
That's crazy, man. But hey, man, but what do you think? Just out of the, are we rating that?
Nah, we can't rate it. Okay, we can't rate it. We gotta wait till it completes, because we don't know where this is gonna go. We have no idea.
I hope and I pray that they finish the season just somewhat strong.
I know.
Please, MCU, don't let us down.
We'll be back next week to talk about it. Well, listen, because it's either gonna go way up or it's gonna take us a steep drop.
What if it just stays consistent? You don't want it to be consistent.
I don't know if it can. I don't know if it can, because just think about the stakes where we are right now. Riri then left old boy for dead, which is the hood's cousin.
Yeah,
the hood. He did, but I'ma just say it's Mephisto. Mephisto then showed the hood that it was Riri that left him for dead. So we got to deal with the repercussions of that. So it's either gonna turn up or it's gonna get super trash. I'm hoping it turn up.
And I will say this before we kind of exit out of the situation: the CGI has been actually pretty decent.
That's what happened when you take your time and work on it.
That's why it's only 6 episodes.
Look, that too.
That Iron Man suit costs. That Ironheart suit costs.
You seen that shit in the opening scene, man, and maybe seen it one more time. One more time.
Exactly. But clearly, we have reached the end of our Dr. Johnny. What you got?
Yeah, man. Listen. First of all, we back. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us through the hiatus.
Yes.
We back. Hit that comment section. Let us know about any of the topics that we discussed today.
Yes, sir.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
Yes,
and hit that notification bell. And we will for sure catch y'all next week. Now, if you're on audio,
it's